What would be the right approach to that is to come to Congress and say, we need clarity. I can go this far in my role as chairman, but I can't go that far. So what we need is a law that would provide clarity.
So let me close with this. We're at a critical moment for American dynamism. We can choose the side of financial freedom, innovation, inclusion, and American competitiveness, and important consumer protections at the same time. Or we
Clayton dropped this suit against Ripple on his last day as he's walking out the door. But guess who he met the day before, Scott?
Visa Plus helps you pay and get paid more easily. There are many choices when it comes to payment apps, but having to choose between multiple apps with multiple balances could be yesterday's problem.
Why, members? Why is it necessary for us to buy things from Djibouti and pay in dollars? Why?
But obviously, this sends mixed signals. The SEC and the CFTC, the two potential primary regulators, are constantly at odds on what digital assets are commodities.
Smaller regional banks, community banks, and credit unions.
We're working to get rid of Gary Gensler. I gave a hearing where I was able to communicate with him and say, look, I plan to fire you.
Enjoy the ride, pal.
Got some bags. Welcome to the party. Welcome back to some more. 2 o'clock news, no breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra. Foolishness, shout out to the latest sub, appreciate you stopping by, stuffing some bags, go ahead, throw on those moon suits, throw on those pilot shades, buckle up, because the future's extra. Foolish, and let's go full speed, full throttle. Into the cryptoverse. We got the total global cryptocurrency market cap today at 1.1 trillion, up about 0.5% in the past 24 hours. We had BTC's dominance right around 45.8%. XRP in that number 6 spot, right around 50 cents, down about 2.5 in the past 24. Stellar XLM, right around 8 cents, down 2.2. We got BTC right around 25, 26K, ETH right around 1700. We got Flare Networks in the number 123 spot, right around a penny and a half. We got Songbird right around 0.005. Take a look at some of the XRPL tokens here. We got BPM at 00019, XLIST 001, Spectre at a nickel, ELS 002. We got EQ 0.047 and Casino Coin 000143. We got a tweet from Crypto Law US to kick things off. More from Rosalind Laitland. The email showed that giving Ethereum a free pass was the reason Hinman wanted to give the speech from the beginning. Hinman was a man on the mission to de-risk Ethereum regardless of the consequences. The Hinman emails unmasked the SEC, showing an agency more concerned about its own turf than protecting investors. They also show a high-ranking official ignoring explicit internal warnings that he was not following the law. We got the evidence. Get those jumpsuits. Get those gel cells ready. We got Warren Davidson. The market must be protected from the current tyrannical SEC chair gov. Last night I joined CNBC.
Congressman Davidson, thank you for joining us. What is your biggest beef with SEC Chair Gary Gensler?
Well, it's a long list. He's been so bad at his job. I mean, frankly, what he's highlighted is we don't just have a Gary Gensler problem. We have a problem that's structural with the SEC. So part of it is Gary Gensler has been uniquely bad. There's been more rulemakings under his leadership than at any time since Dodd-Frank passed. Dodd-Frank was a major overhaul of the financial regulatory framework, so you would expect lots of rulemaking. All that happened with Gary Gensler is Gary Gensler became chair of the SEC. They've averaged like 2 rulemakings a month. They normally don't even have a long comment period, so it's shortchanged. He clearly doesn't have the legal authority to implement an ESG rule to change the reporting and disclosure requirements for every publicly traded company, but he's forging ahead anyway. With respect to crypto regulation, it's like Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never leave. They go into endless discovery. Almost no one ever gets a no action letter after years and years of discovery. He's trying to overhaul the market structure for equity markets. We have the best capital markets in the world, and he wants to fundamentally remake them in a way that basically says to retail investors, to protect you, we're going to keep you from participating in the market. That's not investor protection. That's investor exclusion. And so fundamentally, I think every layer of this has been bad from Gensler, but it highlights really we have to get back to a weaker chairman and a stronger commission.
Well, he's not here to defend himself, so I'll push back a little bit, Congressman, which is crypto is new. So anybody in that position is going to be kind of faced with a little bit of confusion because, by the way, they can't even decide who's going to regulate it, whether it's the Commodities Commission at CFTC or the SEC or some combination. But also ESG, again, like crypto, is new. So he is dealing with some new things. There's no 50 years of historical precedent here.
Yeah, and what would be the right approach to that is to come to Congress and say, we need clarity. I can go this far in my role as chairman, but I can't go that far. So what we need is a law that would provide clarity. He's doing the exact opposite. He's trying to front-run regulators in other spaces. He's trying to front-run Treasury. He's front-running Congress. We're trying to move a law, and he's basically lobbying and working to kill any legislative clarity. And that really is Congress's responsibility to provide it. Same on ESG. It's the same sort of thing as, the West Virginia versus EPA Supreme Court decision. Whether the EPA should regulate carbon is a different story. They don't have a law that authorizes them to. So the Supreme Court says, this isn't a question of whether or not it should be regulated. The question is the EPA is not authorized to do that. And I think the same thing's going to go with ESG disclosures. It may be that the market says, we would really benefit from having some standardized reporting metrics or some disclosure regimes. That's Congress's job. We make the laws, not unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats like Gary Gensler.
Gary, you still there? We got Panos. Bitcoin network is not suitable for payments and everyday use. Lightning network is not the solution either, as it may have many vulnerabilities and issues. What if you could move and transact Bitcoin securely in seconds and cents in fees? Welcome to the XRP ledger. The average Bitcoin transaction fee skyrockets to $19.20 per transfer. Over 440,000 transactions remain unconfirmed. Where do they get a HODL of that on-demand liquidity? Faster, cheaper, more efficient. Know what you hold? We got Financial Services GOP Chairman Patrick Mahenry today at the hearing on the future of the digital asset ecosystem. We can choose the side of the financial freedom, innovation, inclusion, or we can let this moment pass us by.
Today, traditional financial intermediaries are registered with the federal regulator. Digital asset trading platforms should be no different. The draft legislation will establish requirements for digital asset trading platforms, ensuring Americans and their assets are protected. The draft bill will provide a workable path for trading platforms to register with the SEC and or the CFTC. It provides clarity to those assets that are offered as part of an investment contract and therefore a security. And I would submit the central part of this bill is this: a workable time frame and a workable time period for assets started as part of an investment contract to transition to a digital commodity, if the network is functional and decentralized. I think that is the central piece of this legislation that our discussion should be focused on. So let me close with this. We're at a critical moment for American dynamism. We can choose the side of financial freedom, innovation, inclusion, and American competitiveness, and important consumer protections at the same time. Or we can let this moment pass us by and surrender our leadership of the global financial system to other countries. I hope we'll choose the former.
We got Crypto Eddie, Hinman, Bombshell, Ripple, Binance, John Deaton, Eleanor Terrett.
I think the timeline will be long. And John, you could speak more to this just from the legal standpoint, but I do think that people are going to drag this out. And by people, I think, the SEC, I don't think the government necessarily wants to lose to the people and lose to this cause that they're not on board with. Obviously, Gary Gensler has made it very clear that he's going after crypto. He wants to make his name on cracking down on crypto, being the chairman that got it under regulation, got it to come into compliance. So when these companies push back, they could have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, you're fighting the government as well. So, I think it's going to be a long process. I think Ripple will be the first step in that. And then you'll see Coinbase, you'll see Grayscale, Binance now. Like you've got so many companies and so many big names coming out and people are supporting them. It's hard to fight the government. Right, John?
Talking about calendars, Clayton dropped this suit against Ripple on his last day as he's walking out the door. But guess who he met the day before, Scott, to talk about? He met with Gary Gensler.
I was just saying, it must be Gensler.
Who was the incoming chair. Because you're not going to
we can say it's Clayton, but it's Gensler, right? You don't drop something and a bomb on your predecessor, on the next guy coming in without briefing him and making sure he's cool with it.
Exactly. You said it perfectly in that scenario. And, here's the thing is that even if the Ripple case itself, this judge's ruling, legally, is just one federal district judge. It's not an appellate court. It has limited, precedential value and all of that. Even a fellow Southern District New York judge.
We got Joe Katz. Uniswap is not decentralized either. Do not accept projects open source washing their work. BLS is not an open source, and Uniswap version 4 was released with the BLS license. Therefore, Uniswap version 4 is not open source. It's not decentralized either. Where did they get a HODL of that XRPL? DEX? Got ISO 20022, let's do it. Ripple, Visa, Division, cross-border payments. All roads lead to the bridge.
Visa Plus helps you pay and get paid more easily. There are many choices when it comes to payment apps, but having to choose between multiple apps with multiple balances could be yesterday's problem. Because with Visa Plus, you can set up one pay name in your preferred wallet and pay or get paid by friends, family, or acquaintances from whichever participating app they use. So when Lisa and her colleagues go out to lunch, Lisa pays the bill. And because their payment apps support Visa Plus, Lisa simply shares her Visa Plus pay name, which allows her colleagues to pay her back using their app of choice. No need to switch between payment apps. No additional app downloads or account setup required. No awkward follow-up texts. Easy. Since Lisa received all of the money from lunch into one app, she has the money on hand for when she needs it. So when Lisa goes to buy a bike from Michael doesn't have to worry about which payment app Lisa uses. He simply sends Lisa his Visa Plus pay name and receives payment on his preferred app. No need to provide personal info like his phone number or email. Easy and safe. So whether you're splitting the bill, paying for a bike, or collecting donations for a local fundraiser, there's now an easy, convenient, and secure way to send and receive funds between participating payment apps with Visa Plus. Simplify your personal payments with Visa Plus.
Got digital perspectives. Africa, Exim Bank will settle in the local currency, not the USD. President of Kenya urges African nations to dump the US dollar for international trade and load up on the XRP standard.
Traders from Djibouti selling to Kenya or traders from Kenya selling to Djibouti have to look for US dollars. How is US dollars part of the trade between Djibouti and Kenya? Why? And we are saying that today, Afri-Exim Bank have given us a mechanism where traders in our continent can trade in their goods and services, and the Africa Exim Bank will settle payments in local currency. That is why Kenya champions the Pan-African payment and settlement system that is done by our own institution, the Afri-Exim Bank. Why, members? Why is it necessary for us to buy things from Djibouti and pay in dollars? Why? There is no reason. And we are not against the US dollar. We just want to trade much more freely. Let us pay in US dollars what we are buying from the US. But what we are buying from Djibouti, let's use local currency.
XRP fixes this, the immutable universal bridge. No more middleman. Faster, cheaper, more efficient. The greenest one of them all. XRP, hidden in plain sight. Move value anywhere around the world. 24/7, 365. No middleman taking a piece of that bag. We got CoinDesk after the SEC finally proposed a rule that they wanted to oversee decentralized finance platforms as exchanges. U.S. crypto and DeFi lobbyists have issued a resounding nope. Tom Emmer, crypto will thrive with or without the U.S. Congress must step into the driver's seat and pass a bill that provides American people in the industry with regulatory clarity. Drain the swamp. Read the standard. The video is a little bit laggy, but we got Tom Emmer.
Culture Committee and both of their teams for all their hard work. Crypto will thrive with or without the United States. What we seek to do today in discussing this draft is to establish if the next iteration of the internet is going to be designed by Americans and for Americans, or if it's going to emulate the values of some other country. It must be the former, not the latter. American digital asset innovators and entrepreneurs desperately need regulatory clarity, regulatory certainty, regulatory confidence, and regulatory competitiveness. 4 C's. Instead, as a product of Congress succeeding its power to the administrative state since the mid-90s, this administration has been able to abuse its regulatory power toward the digital asset ecosystem to the detriment of the American people. We have an SEC chair who flip-flops before Congress, telling us last year that he needs legislation to regulate the digital asset industry and telling us this year that he has changed his mind. He actually does have the authority in his own mind, statutory authority to regulate this space. I would disagree, but obviously this sends mixed signals. The SEC and the CFTC, the two potential primary regulators, are constantly at odds on what digital assets are commodities or securities. This sends Again, mixed signals to stakeholders. This administration weaponized the recent bank crisis to debank the digital asset community, deploying an Operation Choke Point-style assault on this legal industry. We have enforcement actions almost every week alleging different tokens are securities or different actions fall under SEC jurisdiction. Yet the SEC has failed to produce a single rule or regulation to help the unique digital asset industry come into compliance. A failure of the administrative state. Congress needs to step into the driver's seat and pass a bill that provides regulatory clarity, certainty, confidence, and competitiveness. I believe the McHenry-Thompson bill can get us there. It sets up a dual registration framework that allows projects to crowdfund and gives tokens a mechanism to move from issuance to decentralization.
They don't want you with those generational wealth bags. They know what's coming. We know what's coming. And they can't stop it. There's a new day coming. Tom Emmer. We got Edward Farina. Boom. Russian government confirms that the XRP ledger has been chosen. XRP. Paper by Atlantis Press named foreign and Russian experience in blockchain digitalization of central banks, financial and technology companies. Mentions Bridge, XRP, and Ripple. According to the Russian government, Ripple blockchain has been chosen. XRP. The immutable bridge. We got the Atlantis Press here. Based on the research results, it was concluded that the Ripple platform can be considered as the basis of starting work, creating a system for cross-border settlements, provided that the following organizational, legal, and technical issues are resolved, used for the XRP transfer equivalents for fiat currencies issued by each participant, the national bank. We got development of the procedure of determining cross rates for internal currency of Ripple XRP when deciding to use XRP in interstate settlements. This is from the foreign and Russian experience of blockchain digitalization of central banks, financial and technology companies. Atlanta Press. All roads lead to the bridge. U.S. judge rebuffs SEC request for Binance U.S. assets freeze for now. We got the federal judge overseeing the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission case against Binance, and Binance U.S. declined to order a temporary restraining order freezing the U.S. trading platforms assets. We got payments. FedNow rollout will spur major shift for businesses and digital wallets. Get the details on the payments.
With the adoption of FedNow initially, and we're going to see the initial uptake, if you're looking at it from the financial institutions, it's going to be a large concentration of smaller regional banks, community banks, and credit unions.
We got Lauren Thor. This is really a powerful testament to the ways that digital and traditional routes can help people tap in financial potential globally. Amazing work. MoneyGram. Stellar. Built on Stellar. We got JD. Hey everyone, I just got BitBoy, got SimSwap. Someone exploited the T-Mobile data and used it against me and others. They still have my personal data, and T-Mobile help opens at 10 a.m. T-Mobile, stop sharing our personal data. Careful out there with the SimSwaps. Don't get your crypto hijacked. They want those bags by any means necessary. Why she want my bags now? We got Yasin. I don't usually talk about XRP price, but his behavior yesterday as the news dropped about the him and dog seems peculiar and a sign of what's to come. The news caused XRP's price to spike. Then we saw a massive selling volume counteract the price rise. This tells me someone was expecting this pump and got XRP funds ready to dump and keep suppressing the price. My point is, don't be surprised as similar behavior emerges right after the summary judgment news drops. Whether suppression action will be enough to counteract the demand if XRP gets clarity is yet to be seen. Expect all scenarios in crypto. Don't get left behind. Load up while you still have some time. Just in case you think that the unsealed documents were a nothing burger, actually prosper. Number one, the Ethereum free pass was confirmed. Regulatory capture confirmed. Inman ethics breach confirmed. Market confusion confirmed. SEC overreach with Howey analysis confirmed. Ripple's fair notice defense affirmed. Bribed by the Ethereum Foundation confirmed. XRP's base melting SEC victory confirmed. We got the evidence. Get those jumpsuits. Get those gel cells ready. With that being said, know what you hold, know what's coming. Check out Reynaldo Martin's new XRP song. Give him a follow. Drop him a comment. Links will be down below in the description.
We're standing our ground, we're hodling on to XRP like a timber song. It's time for the fight. The rubber meets the road. Waiting out the week as we watch them unload.
Links will be down below. Check out the XRP Song. And with that being said, don't forget to get yourself a Descent wallet, the most easy and safe hardware wallet, enhanced crypto protection built on the highest security standards. Get yourself the Bagman discount. Secure your future. Secure your digital assets. Self-custody, cold store is the only way to go. Free shipping on the US and UK. Biometric wallet orders. Get yourself a single pack, a double pack, up to $99 off. And with that being said, Bagman and Bag Ladies, where will you be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open? XRP's true price finally set free. Bye-bye glitches. I am the XRP Bagman, the Moon Commander, currently up here on the mothership, stuffing some bags and enjoying the show. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in, smashing those likes for some more Moon O'Clock news. Hope y'all continue to stay extra bullish out there. Continue holding those good vibes. Remember to sell the FUD. Buy up those bags. Don't forget to spread that liquid love. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to drop a subscribe. Drop a comment down below. All the OG diamond hands out there, drop a comment down below. Drop an elbow on that like button from the top ropes. Catch you up here, top floor, on the mothership for the moon party. BYOB. Bring your own bags. Peace out, crypto ghosts.
The SEC settle, we blasting off the ghetto. Big bags on me, middle fingers to the devils. Rocket fly itself, no keys, no pedals. RippleNet memos, Himmin got the pose. This was all a show, they want you out for show. Now they been exposed. Why a lawsuit on your last day going out the door? Got you on that blockchain trail. SEC getting paid in ether. Bitcoin hella slow, do some research. I don't wanna be your crypto teacher. Stop asking me what to bias on my t-shirt. Moon Commander in a rocket, bout to leave Earth. The SEC settle, we blasting off the ghetto.